All right, yeah, my name is Martin Thim, and I'm one of the founders of Kulbroen, the Cold Bridge project. I'm also the organizer of a conference called Creativity Walkthrough. What I'm going to talk about is obviously, well, it's about the development of the Cold Bridge project, but the project has a lot to do with also my own development and also, in my opinion, how Aarhus has developed as a city just within the last 5-6 years. I'm not supposed to walk around too much because then we'll have some feedback, but I like to use my arms. But this is how the Cold Bridge looked back in around 1958. It's the one there in the middle. It was used to move the coal, and you would it was used for heating and electricity for the city. That was before sustainability and stuff like that was what you used. I think if you had like white underwear, you wouldn't put it outside, at least for drying. This picture just looks good, so I took it in the presentation. But this is actually kind of like the main, what you call it, office or something, where they were controlling all the heating and the electricity and so on. But it looks really nice and looks very German in a way. But that's the South Harbor, like not that long time ago. This is how it looked in 2014. And you're sitting right next to it, actually. And we fell completely in love with this old concrete monument, as I like to call it, because this is a monument of a time that Aarhus also was. So we started to work with the idea about what we could use an old bridge like that to. And obviously, I've been in New York and walked on the High Line, and I mean, other people had the ideas as well. These are some of the first very naive drawings we did. So this was like, we wanted the bridge to go to Frederiksplads. We wanted some street culture. We wanted a green line, we called it. We wanted a scene and a cafe, places where you could actually have cultural activities. But as it turned out, this maybe wasn't that naive after all, actually. This is another one, not very architectural, but we obviously want to dream. We dreamed about getting people up there to see what we had seen. So we developed the project from this very basic idea about getting up there and making a way to go from A to B, but into now to see it as a city development project for the entire South Harbor. Because how could we build on top of what is already here as a culture? So we're not only building on the buildings and the old concrete structure, we're building on the people that are already here as well. So that will make, this is supposed to be a huge kind of, what do you call that, business area, because you can't sleep here because of explosive danger from other parts, but you can work here and blow up, I guess. So this will be a kind of business district, but how can we create a business district that instead of working from 9 to 5 could work 24/7? Because a business district has some opportunities. When you visit business districts in other cities, they're like totally dead after 5. There's this poor guy in the Starbucks, who haven't that much to do, and in the weekends it's like a desert. So maybe we could continue doing some of these things, like creating huge food markets, having a music festival, having festivals like the one that's going on right now, because this is actually very, very central in the city. So, in our opinion, there's a lot of opportunities to develop this area. Yeah. Okay. Whoa, that was fast. Anyway, what we also did was this has been a long process together with the city of Aarhus, and we've learned a lot. And I mean, this has been a very important kind of development. And together with the city, we started to fund some money. So we actually built this. It's right over here. You can go there afterwards and go up and see the entire neighborhood if you want. And we also built this kind of, we call it the Cold Bridge Lab, which is a laboratorium for city development, shortly said. And the exciting part for us now, we've been working on this for now like 4 years. And the exciting point is that 6 architectural companies has just delivered the proposals. This is one of them, and they're actually all just behind the wall here. So when you go out of here, you will all go to the right and around and look at them, and then go out again, and you will all see these nice. This is another one. I just took 2 of them, 2 pictures from them, but you can all see them. And this is like very much, in my opinion, an Aarhus way to do city development in 2017, and hopefully for many years ahead of us as well. I would have said a lot more stuff, but this is going real quick. So I think, thank you very much.
I made a light reference at the beginning to the fact you were a skateboarder and a musician. But actually, when we look at the city from an urbanist perspective, somebody who's skated the city and somebody who's looked for venues for live music, does that give you a different version of how you think the city should unfold?
Yeah, you could say that, because I mean, the life between the buildings and in the buildings is so very important for me. And it's so important that we have a lively city, and that we can continue to develop it, you know, and explore the opportunities that is in developing a city. Because every time we open up a new area, it opens up new opportunities for everyone to be involved. So I think that the way the city is developing right now is extremely exciting, and it's definitely going in the right direction.
Yesterday we went to see some kind of startup areas where, you know, they were informal areas. They were areas where people had kind of set up companies, made the decision themselves. You've been on the side of the fence in a way of the activists, of the radical, of thinking about the unplanned city, and now you're looking at a very planned city. Does it make you nervous about that transition as you suddenly turn this area into something a little bit more solid and recognizable as part of the bigger city?
Yes. But I mean, I think for people like me, we had a small panel discussion yesterday that was very interesting, because there was 6 of us, and what we talked a lot about is that it's really us for us to understand the economic side of things. That's very important, because then we also kind of start to see the value we are creating, and the value we're creating for the city, and then we can start discuss the big issues.
Good. Well, I think everyone's going to look forward to quizzing Martin later. Thank you very much, Martin.
Thank you.